And we are live. Welcome back to Takes by Fans. We got a great show for you today. As always, we are live every single day at noon Eastern. If you want to watch it live, head over to twitch.tv/takesbyfans. If you want to watch but not live, head over to our YouTube channel, Takes by Fans. We post all of our shows and clips of the show there on a daily basis. And if you just want to listen, we are on podcasting apps, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio. So however you want to watch or listen, we've got you covered multiple ways. Alrighty, today's a big old Friday. We got NBA playoff basketball on again tonight. Thank goodness. We got Bucks-Hawks game 2. Ooh, I don't know, man. This Bucks team, I just don't think they can get it done against the Hawks. But we'll break down that game, see what the spread is. We may get some great value. Let's see if kind of Vegas is kind of, fading, kind of not really appreciating all the Hawks can really do, because even during that 76ers series, the Hawks on the road were always getting like plus 7 or 8 points. And in game 1 on the road against the Bucks in this series, they were plus 8, so we may be able to get some great value, because if they're getting if they're getting like 5, 6, 7, 8 points, absolutely we are going to hammer that big time. I just don't think the Bucks have it, but we'll preview that game, see if we can get that great value. We're hoping that we can get that good value. We missed it on game 1. We're not going to miss it 2 games in a row. I can guarantee you that. So we'll break down that game, preview it, and do our moneymaker. Playoff basketball was on last night, and, Clippers do what they always do. Down 0-2 and then win game number 3 at home. They won it again. Their defense absolutely smothered the Suns, so we'll break down that game as well. And today we will be able to get to the divisional round of the Packers-Dallas 2014 playoff game 2. Judge Aaron Rodgers. How much credit does he deserve for that playoff win? We'll break it down, look at the stats, watch some film on it, and see what Aaron Rodgers is doing in that game. So we got all that today on the show, but let's just jump right into it of the stories of the day. And the first one up, we got a little bit more insight on the tight end university. And the first clip up here is just Travis Kelce having a good ass time, which is what we knew. We saw them all drinking and hanging out, having fun. So at kind of the introductory mingle session where George Kittle and Greg Olsen are, kind of, all right, thanks everyone for coming. We love doing this, blah, blah, blah. You just hear Travis Kelce in the background just cheering and screaming and saying, let's go, clapping, just so excited to be there. Obviously, he's one of these people that put the program together. Him, George Kittle, and Greg Olsen. Those were the 3 tight ends that came together to have this tight end summit in Nashville. And, Travis Kelce trying to get everyone pumped up. They're all kind of just speaking like monotone, like, yeah, thanks for, coming out. And, this is the first annual. And then you just hear Travis Kelce in the background. Let's go! Woo! Woo! It's like, all right, yeah, we love the energy, but we're all just kind of chilling here. So that's kind of, what night 1 was like, just getting hype and the introductory, but they are doing work. It's not all just drinking and having fun and, having a good time. They are on the field. We get this picture today. Let me mute this. We still got Travis Kelce yelling over here. But yeah, they're actually on the field. And, like, the best thing about this, they got their own T-shirts made, Tight End University, TEU. I mean, you can go stunt around in that T-shirt, be like, oh, yeah, me, little old me, this tight end over here, me, little old Mike Gesicki over here. Yeah, I went to the Tight End University, no big deal. I picked some brains, I had some fun, I learned from the best, and now I'm the best. Oh yeah, this shirt right here. And everyone's going to be flaunting it. I hope whenever you face the Jaguars this season, for some reason Tebow makes the team, I hope everybody wears their Tight End University shirt around Tim Tebow. I do, folks. Rub it in. Tim Tebow, you don't belong, man. Get out of the league. Nobody respects you. Folks, we just read George Kittle's quote yesterday on, why he did not invite Tim Tebow. They don't respect him, folks. He said, the polite political thing that you have to say. We just kind of ran out of spots. Unfortunate. If we could have invited, I think 47 tight ends ended up going there. But if we had 48 spots, oof. we would have got him. But, no. They don't respect him. And I'm telling you, they were clowning that man day one. Night one, when everyone was drinking and everyone's like, oh, is Tebow here? They were clowning him. So if you have this coveted Tight End University shirt, wear it on the road or at home games when you play the Jacksonville Jaguars. Rub it in this man's face. But we got some pictures of their of Tight End University rocking the shirts and then, doing some drills out there. So they are getting work done. Little 3-day summit ends today. Ends today. Today's the last day. Started Wednesday, Thursday, and then Friday. So today is the last day of the Tight End Summit. I'm sure they're going to end it with the bang. They started it with the bang, and I'm sure they're going to be partying tonight once all their kind of work and picking their brain and practice sessions are over. So I don't think we'll get any more information on Tight End University, but if more clips, more highlights emerge, we'll definitely talk those through tomorrow on the show. But yeah, nice little Tight End Summit. Everyone wants to get respected. They, there was just a quote. It wasn't that big, so I didn't want to kind of bring it up, but it was just one of these big tight ends here, saying, hey, we do everything, and we kind of get disrespected. We want some respect. We're blocking. We're in the trenches. We're with the linemen, all that, and we have to go out there and run routes and go over the middle and have to kind of, block and get hit over the middle by these freaking big linebackers, 6'3", 245, big smack, when I'm just trying to go over the middle and be a little safety blanket for my quarterback. So they want the respect, and that's kind of why they had this tight end summit over the last 3 days. And just because, like we've been saying it over the past couple of days, folks, the tight end position has been revolutionized over the last 8 years, I would say. It's been getting more mainstream, more productive. You need kind of an 800 to 1,000 yard capable yard tight end in this league, folks. I mean, you see what is winning championships, what is getting to the Super Bowl. You have to start respecting their game, and the fact that Travis Kelce rivaled Tyreek Hill. Let's look that up. Did Travis Kelce officially have more receiving yards than an actual wide receiver on the Chiefs? I know it was close, and I do think Travis Kelce was number 2, but let's get the official numbers up of what Travis Kelce did last season, because it's almost unbelievable, folks. Almost unbelievable. So here we go. How many yards? 1,400 yards, folks. 1,400. That is insane for a tight end. That may be the record, honestly. I don't know. What does Shannon Sharp got? Shannon Sharp got anything like that? Let's bring up his stats real quick. Let's see what Shannon Sharp was doing. Shannon Sharp maxed out at 1,100. He only had 3,000 yard receiving years in his career, folks, and he played for 14 years. So this is what we're talking about. Yeah, Shannon Sharp's one of the GOATs at the tight end position, but this is the new wave, folks. This is the new era. We're talking about 1,000 yards every single season. Look at these numbers are insane, folks. Travis Kelce's numbers are literally insane. Rookie year, he really didn't play, only played one game and didn't even get a catch there, so that's a bum year. His second year in the league, already at 600 yards. His third year in the league, 800 yards. And then for the last 5 seasons, folks, 1,000 yards plus. 1,100 yards, 1,000 yards, 1,300 yards, 1,200 yards, 1,400 yards last season, and he only played 15 games because we know all the starters took week 17 off, folks. So this is what we're talking about, folks. If you're not getting 1,000 yards at the tight end position, you're kind of hurting your team and doing your team an overall disservice. Hey, Tim Tebow, are you looking at this? You better study this, man. I know you weren't invited to Tight End University, but you better be studying, going on vacation, family vacations, but still studying exactly what Travis Kelce has done over the last 5 years. It's absolutely incredible. Let's get up George Kittle because he's kind of the number 2 here. What was he doing? He did break 1,000 yards last season if he was playing the entire year. Let's get that up. Let's refresh our memory a little bit here. George Kittle, alrighty, here we go. Yeah, only played 8 games last season, a little injury there, and he still got 635 yards in 8 games. You double that, 8 games for 16 games for an entire season, and we're looking at 1,200 yards receiving. Absolutely magnificent. And his last 2 years, 2018 and 2019, he's broken 1,000 yards receiving. 1,300 yards and 1,000 yards. Folks, this is what we're talking about. So that's why these players, that's why they're kind of, George Kittle got to the Super Bowl, 2-3 years ago. Travis Kelce has been to the Super Bowl the last 2 seasons and won one. This is what you need on your team, an elite tight end. That's why we cannot buy Tim Tebow even a sliver, folks. You think Tim Tebow's going to have 1,000 yard receiving season? Come on, folks. The man hasn't ever played tight end. George Kittle, Travis Kelce have been doing it their entire lives, and this is where they are at this moment. So This is why, it's not just that we don't like Tim Tebow. We don't like the man. We don't respect the man, but he's also not going to be productive. And this is what you need, folks. We've seen what wins rings. Good pass rushers, good quarterbacks, and good tight ends. That's all the same in the last kind of 3, 4, 5 Super Bowl winners right there, folks. So you got to give respect to these guys out there. Absolutely. Just absolutely magnificent at what they do, folks. Catching the ball, going over the middle, sacrificing their body, being the safety blanket, and then also on top of that, blocking. They do everything. They want respect, and this is why they deserve respect, folks. 1,400 yards receiving, 11 touchdowns. Absolute. Folks, he's got more receiving yards than actual wide receivers, folks. Come on. Jeez, let's bring up some wide receivers here. What do we got? Let me get Stephon Diggs. What did he do last season? He did real good. Number 1 wide receiver for Josh Allen. What did he do last season for receiving yards? 1,500, led the league in 1,500. Travis Kelce was at 1,400. The man's a tight end. Come on, woof, man. Folks. What more do we need to prove? What does DK Metcalf got? Oh, and I just realized what we were trying to do. That's why we were bringing up. We wanted to see if Travis Kelce had more stats and more receiving yards than Tyreek Hill. But let's go to DK Metcalf. He had 1,300 yards. More receiving yards than DK Metcalf. But let's go to Tyreek Hill. That's who we initially wanted to compare him to. His own, basically, number 1 wide receiver on the team, Tyreek Hill for the Chiefs. And Tyreek Hill had 1,200. This tight end led his team at receiving yards at the tight end position. Give them some respect, folks. They truly deserve all the respect. And that's why we told you, if you play fantasy football, max out every single position with a tight end, folks. We just named off 40 of them. All 40 plus that went to that tight end university. Draft them all. First round, second round, third round. Whenever you can get a tight end in fantasy football, you go out and do it. Get them all. It's like Pokemon. Collect them all. Get them all. So tight end university is coming to a close, and thank goodness Tim Tebow is not there, because he would ruin it. The man's got zero receiving yards. Am I going to go with 0 receiving yards or 1,400? I think we all know the obvious answer, and I'll let y'all decide on that. But tight ends deserve respect, folks. And we're going to be big on the tight ends this year. Darren Waller, Kyle Pitts, obviously George Kittle, obviously Travis Kelce, Mike Gesicki making the cut, Evan Ingram. We've got an abundance, folks. We got an abundance of tight ends. Start respecting them big time, because they're just getting started, folks. They're just getting started. They've had their own summit. They're like, hey, we all fucking deserve respect. Are we all right? We're all trying to win individually, obviously, but we got to put the tight ends on the map, baby. This is our time. And what better duo to kind of lead the tight end charge in this than Travis Kelce and George Kittle, folks? They're just great personalities and great people just in general, they seem. And then they're big voices as well. They're very vocal in the NFL. So what better duo to lead the new wave, the new era of great tight ends in this league than Travis Kelce and George Kittle? I'm getting big on them already, folks. I'm getting excited about watching tight ends. We're going to change the name. Maybe instead of Derrick Henry, we get a tight end for the 3-panel canvas behind us. We get a flag of all the tight ends there. Let me get a tight end university flag. That's what we're doing, folks. Whenever we're gonna get a tight end university flag, and that's gonna be our backdrop. Derrick Henry and tight end university, folks. Start respecting it. Woof! I can't. Oh, folks, we're like 76 days away from the NFL. I just want to see the tight ends. Woof! Alrighty, let's move on, because I could talk about tight end university and tight ends all day, folks. I'll go through all those. Mike Gesicki. Let's bring up Mike Gesicki. What does he got? Career yards. What did he do last season? Very, very good season last season for him. He had 700 yards. Really getting there, folks. Really starting to get there. Watch out for that. Evan Ingram. Let's look at that man. What do we got for Evan Ingram? Because he's going to have his work cut out, because we all know that Giants team has big Big, the wide receivers are plentiful over there in New York. He had 654 yards, so you got to get those numbers up a little bit more, Evan. Come on, little bit more up there. But yeah, it's just absolutely fantastic what they're doing. And man, oh man, I wish I was there. I want to learn. I want to see what they do, man, because they're going to have a breakout year. Watch. Every tight end's going to have 1,000-yard receiving besides Tim Tebow. And the ESPN and the media is going to be like, oh, my God, did you see Tim Tebow? No, we didn't see no damn Tim Tebow out there. We're focused on actual, real, productive Super Bowl winning tight ends, not Timus Tebow over here, folks. Garbage. Oh, man. Folks. I cannot stand to see Tim Tebow make that final roster, folks. I will go insane. I will go insane when they cut that roster down to 53 and Tim Tebow is on that team. I will explode for an hour and a half on this show. Do you understand me? All right, folks. This is why we need real tight ends. This is what they do. They get it done. All right, let's move on now. Now we'll move on officially. All right, here we go. Not good news either. Not good news. We just talked about this yesterday, and all the information is not good. So, Dolphins cornerback Xavian Howard reportedly remains adamant, quote, adamant, about getting a raise despite having 4 years left on his contract, and this is just so not great. We need him. He's a key part of our defense. We gushed over his stats and what he's doing, missing all those games and still missing 15 games over the last 3 seasons and still leading the league in interceptions, folks, by corners. It's absolutely spectacular what this man can do. Brian Flores, a defensive-minded head coach. Our defense was the best thing about the Dolphins these last 2 seasons, folks. The defense kind of carrying the team. That's why Tua only had to be a game manager year 1. And that's why he has all those wins. We like Tua, and we're not knocking Tua, but it was the defense that carried us. Got Tua multiple short fields, held the opposing team to not a lot of points, so Tua didn't have to go out there and sling the ball around and be the man. He relied on the defense, and Tua was just a game manager. And we are not knocking game managers, folks. Obviously, Tua's in his rookie year, so obviously, what more are you going to do? I mean, Justin Herbert's the only one that's not a game manager so far, year 1, rookie year, because he's absolutely spectacular, folks. We'll gush about Justin Herbert all day and tomorrow. But we need all of our corners there. We need all of our pieces here defensively. Now, I do believe Brian Flores can maybe get it done without Xavian Howard. I mean, this man is kind of, putting new pieces in place every single year. The defense has always been great. I don't think it really hinges on one player, but obviously you want an elite player when you can have them, no? And we know that kind of corners in this league, they don't have that great kind of elite lifespan. We're talking maybe 3 or 4 great years at maximum. Richard Sherman, Stephon Gilmore's been in this league a while and just started to emerge maybe 2019 when he won Defensive Player of the Year and then fell off last year. So now we're kind of looking at Jalen Ramsey. He's kind of this new age, or the newest, I should say, not new age, but kind of this newest cornerback that's having all-time success, a true shutdown corner, but it doesn't last that long. So I think Brian Flores can kind of find another substitute for this man we got to knock on wood saying this, if for some reason he doesn't show up and he officially holds out in the training camp. But yeah, it's not good, man, and it's just frustrating that he wants more money every single year. Like we said, I mean, we talked about it in depth yesterday on the show. It's just, you're just gonna always, demand more money every single year. That's just not how anything works. I mean, literally nothing works like that. If that's how you want to play, you can then sign 1-year deals. You can do that. Nobody's stopping you from doing that. The only reason why you don't do that is because you want to secure the money, secure at least 4 or 5 years of you secure that kind of 4 or 5 years of sustainability. You're under contract. You don't have anything to worry about. So that's why everyone gets those kind of 4 or 5 year deals. But you can go out and get the 1-year deal. Nobody's stopping you from doing that. If you truly want to bet on yourself, that's absolutely fantastic. But you sign bigger deals because if I get injured, if something happens, I got a safety net here. I'm under contract still. So We'll see. They're not going to pay him. I truly don't believe that the Dolphins will give him a raise, because if you do, then just next season he's going to do the same thing if he's great. And, we want him to be great, but it's like, geez Louise, man, every year you're demanding more and more and more and more money. And we say, folks, your contract is not what you're doing now, it's what you've done. So next 4 years, then you ask for that big payday. And if they don't give it to you, then you walk. Somebody will pay that money for this man if he's still providing those numbers and stats. So it's unfortunate that he's adamant about getting a raise and kind of holding out this season. Now, the only kind of information and kind of way I get behind this man and support what this man is doing is because the Dolphins just signed Kyle Van Noy to a 4-year deal. He was there 1 year, and then they cut him. So, yeah, he's trying to secure the money now, and I understand it from that perspective. This Dolphins team is like, yeah, I mean, we're signing and cutting players. It doesn't matter if we signed you for 4 years. We're cutting you. It's that simple. We're getting new pieces in and out here. This is not anything long-term. And from that perspective, I can agree with Xavian Howard. Hey, I want a big contract, because if you're just going to cut me, I want big money for this year then, because I'm going to probably go to a trash team after you cut me, and they'll have to take on that contract. But hey, I'm going to get paid year by year, big time here, if you're just going to cut players willy-nilly 1 year on 4-year deals. So from that perspective, I can understand what Xavian Howard is doing. So the Dolphins kind of did this to themselves a little bit, not respecting Kyle. I truly don't understand why we just cut Kyle Van Noy like that. The man's great. The man's a great leader, veteran in this league. And we cut him, we signed him, he plays 1 year, and then we just get rid of him. So we'll see what happens with Xavian Howard, but, quote, he's adamant, folks. He's adamant about getting a raise. We'll see. Alrighty, next one up, and man, oh man, did this come out at the right time. So yesterday on the show, we felt so great because the odds of Justin Fields being the starting quarterback for the Bears Week 1 was officially bettable. The odds were released, and we still haven't calmed down from that, folks. We still have not calmed down for that. But after that show, I go on Twitter, and what the heck do I see? I see Justin Fields looking good. Now, these are just pictures, but man, oh man, is this man looking real good in a Bears uniform? He tweets out year one, and then he's got these 2 great pictures of all black, and it's kind of orange behind him, and whew, man, he's looking absolutely great out there. So, I mean, this is what we're going to be seeing on Sundays, folks, and kind of the, like those player introductions when they're all kind of, posing and looking real good, not looking at the camera being, oh, I'm too good for this. Yeah, just look at me, when they're naming the starters and all that. I mean, this is what we're going to be seeing, folks. Just great right here. So, looking good, feeling good, playing good. He's looking great, folks. Is he feeling great? He's talking about learning and getting better every single day. Looking good, check. Feeling good, check. What's next, folks? Playing good. Come week 1, playing great. Now, I do quickly want to go back to DraftKings just to see if the odds have gone down, up, or fluctuated in any way, just because we don't know when they officially came out. So we're going to kind of take yesterday. I mean, that's the first day we saw it. And the last time we checked it, besides yesterday, was June 16th. So there was about this week period that we didn't see it. So we're going to kind of go on that. Yesterday was the official day that it opened. So I kind of want to see if it's going to fluctuate big time. Opening odds, everybody's hammering it. Let's see if anything's updated on that front. So let's go back here. And he's still at plus 300. All right, so, all the hype, our video didn't make any waves, which is great. I mean, hey, secure the money, secure the odds. When you see great value, you got to get it whenever you can, folks, because this is just going to keep going down and down and down and down. This is never going to go back up, folks. This will never go past 300. This will never go up. This is not Bitcoin where it goes up and then it goes down and then it goes up and then it goes down and then it goes up, 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 up. No. This will just keep going down, down, down. Plus 250, plus 220, plus 200. Plus 175, plus 150, plus 100, minus 100. And that's what we don't want to see, because you're not making any money on that. Well, you are, because it's guaranteed money, because it's going to happen. But, get that value when you see it, folks. Justin Fields to be the starter plus 300 still. We'll update this on the regular. Probably not every day, but we'll definitely keep track of this because this is kind of, folks, this is our big bet, folks. This is our big one, folks. We don't hand out these big bets all willy-nilly. When was the last time we had a bet the house bet your future bet? We don't do that often, folks. So when we say it, we truly do mean it. And here it is, folks. Get the value while it's hot. Justin Fields plus 300. Looking good, feeling good. He's going to be out there week 1 playing gosh darn good, turning heads, and everyone's going to be like, why do we even think Andy Dalton was going to be the starter? We never did. We never bought it. Even when they didn't even have Justin Fields and Matt Nagy brought in Andy Dalton, we're like, what? This is who you choose? So Justin Fields, I mean, this might be my new background, folks. This may be the new canvas. I may get this a picture of a canvas made, folks. Truly, the man's looking that great out here. Jeez, he rocks the orange and black absolutely well, folks. And he's rocking a visor. Ooh, stunting on him too. Love it. So we'll see what's going on with Justin Fields, but man, oh man, the man is looking great, folks. What are these comments saying? Anything good here? Foles is better than you? Nah, that's a troll right there. That's a straight up troll. Yeah, nothing good. Nobody's slurping him. Unfortunate. The man deserves to be slurped, folks. All right, let's keep moving on. Alrighty, and then the big news in the NFL that broke. Here we go. The NFL will allow teams to use alternate color helmets again starting in 2022. And man, oh man, is this going to be great, folks. I mean, this is what the NFL is about. These kind of, color rush. I mean, they made a big deal of those color rush jerseys. What was it? Like, kind of like 2, 3, or 4 years ago. That's really when Color Rush really kind of took off, and then it's just been going downhill from there. I mean, nobody's even participating in Color Rush really anymore, and when they do, it's like only the tops are colored, then they rock the white pants, and it just doesn't really look good. But those kind of first initial years of Color Rush in the NFL, it was like orange jerseys, orange pants, orange helmets, looking real great. It was fun to see. But then what happened was it went on. It was Thursday Night Football games. Those were the Color Rush games, and when they were on TV, some jerseys, the kind of differences was getting in the way with the colorblind community. Do you guys remember that? Where colorblind people were like, we can't even tell what the fuck is going on here because they're both the same to us. So it's kind of messing with the colorblind community, and I think it's kind of went downhill ever since that point. The colorblind community made such a stink about it that it kind of ruined Color Rush. And I'm not bashing colorblind people. I get it. It's unfortunate. But that's kind of when it started to go kind of worse. It started great, Color Rush, and then it went downhill. Unfortunate. But now, just more options out here. And like the Dolphins throwback uniforms, I mean, that we won the Miami Miracle in when we kind of redesigned the field. I mean, those are great. The helmets are different. We got kind of the throwback helmets, throwback jerseys, and that's always great to see, folks. Obviously, you don't want to see that every week, but 2, 3 times a season, you're like, ooh, once again, looking good. Folks, that's true, folks. You can ask anybody in any sport. Looking good, feeling good, playing good. That is absolutely 100% fact in all sports. So when they kind of are stunting on them and styling and profiling out there, they're like, God damn, we're looking good in these throwbacks, these alternate colorways. Yes, sir. So obviously you want these. I mean, people love to collect jerseys and helmets of the throwbacks and all that. So I'm glad that we're finally, the NFL, being the no fun league, but it's starting to get a little bit better out here. Celebrations in the end zone, team celebrations. You can use the football as a prop. You still can't dunk on the goalpost because we saw what happens. You bend the goalpost and then we got a 20-minute delay trying to make sure it's level out there. So I understand that part, but it's starting to get better a little bit. Now the new jerseys and these new helmet colorways. So let's go into this article right here, short article, and just kind of get, solid information out here. So here we go. The NFL will bring back alternate color helmets next year. Unfortunately, once again, it's next year. But this year, I mean, we got the new numbers. Once again, going towards the fun league, not the no fun league anymore. You can choose whatever number you want, basically. We got wide receivers in single digits. We got defensive backs in single digits. Once again, going to, just making those players feel good, look good, play good, folks. It's all going to increase the overall kind of performance on the field. All right, here we go. In a memo sent to teams this afternoon, the league announced a new policy that will give teams the opportunity to use 2 different helmets starting in the 2022 season, a popular move with fans who like alternate and throwback uniforms. Teams can pair the second helmet with alternate, throwback, or color rush uniforms so long as they follow all league policies on ensuring that all alternate helmets are properly fitted and that all players are provided with sufficient opportunity to wear the alternate helmets in practice prior to wearing them in game. So obviously, helmets are huge in the league, folks. I mean, the NFL, they crack down making sure everything is fitting correctly because that's the biggest thing. That's the downfall of the NFL, folks. CTE, brain injury. So that's the biggest product that the NFL cares about, the helmets. We need to make sure they work. So we don't kind of want to have these last-second helmets in just to kind of make a little bit more money selling them or just kind of get hyping that up on game day, so more viewers, once again, more viewers, more money for the teams and organizations like that. So they just want to make sure that these helmets are properly fitted. These aren't kind of last second late adjustments. They want to make sure that the players are making sure they fit correctly. They're up to the standards of the regular helmets that they use all season long. So I've got no problem with that, and I think it's pretty safe, and that's exactly what they need to do. Just so teams aren't like, all right, last second here, take this helmet. And they're like, what the fuck? This is the actual throwback helmet. This is the actual helmet from 1980s. I thought we were just kind of doing the design and the colors from the 1980s. There's no padding. There's no padding in here. Oh, you don't need the padding. You're fine. No, I do need the padding. I would like the padding, please. All right. Teams compare we just read that. And then the last article right here. Player safety was the primary reason the NFL previously told teams to stop using the alternate helmets. Teams wanted every player to have one helmet that fit him properly and not to alter it during the season. But the new policy addresses those concerns by requiring teams to have a new set of alternate helmets for every player on the roster to ensure that all alternate helmets are the same make, model, size as the player's primary helmet, and by requiring players to get fitted for both their primary and alternate helmets at the same time in training camp. So yeah, just exactly what we said, just making sure the player safety is out there, and we can definitely get behind that. We've got no problem. So 2 helmets you could be rocking come next season, folks. We got the numbers. We got single-digit numbers this year to look forward to. And then next year, the fun keeps going, folks. Because here we go. We already got some kind of mock-ups here because we've had alternate helmets in the past. So first one up is the Eagles, kind of the brighter green with the eagle wings in front. It's a great helmet, folks. Truly great out here. So they could be rocking these. Fantastic. We got the old Tampa Bay ones with the actual pirate with the sword in his mouth and the creamsicle stripe going down the middle. Ooh, yes, the creamsicle face mask as well. Looking great. We got the classic Denver Broncos, the big D with the horse in the D, all blue as well. I mean, I love that colorway too. Blue for the Denver Broncos. Yes, sir. Let's get that going again. Love it. And then we kind of have the throwback Seahawks, where it's the silver helmet with the Seahawk on it. So once again, I mean, we're gonna be seeing all these helmets come every single season, and we're not just done there. We got the Houston Oilers for the Texans, those old helmets, throwing that back. We got the Bills old red helmets with the white face masks. The Seahawks helmet again, and the Patriots, the one with the not the best, but the kind of the actual Patriot, and then he's trying to huck the ball, those helmets. So looking real good out here. It's gonna be great to kind of see the flair, see all the kind of different kind of uniforms with the helmets, the pairings all together. It's just gonna be great out there. So look for that come 2022. Are we missing any? Anybody comment any that we missed? What do we got? Oh, the old Falcons one with the long feather falcon. The one that takes up the entire helmet. Looking real good. Throwback Atlanta there. What else do we get? The Chargers with the big bolt. And obviously the Dolphins one. Nobody's bringing those back. Somebody tweeted out the old Washington helmet with the red skin right on top, the Indian. Alrighty, we'll see if I doubt they bring those back. But yeah, if your team's got some throwback, we'll see if some teams start kind of designing special ones. So that would be interesting to see as well. But we got to wait till 2022, unfortunately. All right. Last NFL story to go over for today, and I saw this the other day. Overall, the list is fine, but there are some big, ginormous mistakes sprinkled throughout this list. So Chris Sims on Twitter, he ranks his top 40 quarterback countdown. Now, like I said, the overall list is fine, but adjustments desperately need to be made, and that's exactly what we're going to be doing. So, here we go. Let's just read his top 40, and I'll let you hear what the glaring, the jarring issues are, and then we'll point them out. But I'm sure everybody will be able to know. Here we go. Number 1, Patrick Mahomes. 2, Josh Allen. 3, Aaron Rodgers. 4, Deshaun Watson. 5, Russell Wilson. 6, Lamar Jackson. 7, Kyler Murray. 8, Matthew Stafford. 9, Dak Prescott. 10, Tom Brady. 11, Justin Herbert. 12, Ryan Tannehill. 13, Baker Mayfield. 14, Derek Carr. 15, Matt Ryan. 16, Kirk Cousins. 17, Joe Burrow. 18, Carson Wentz. 19, Sam Darnold. 20, Cam Newton. That's the top 20. 21, Jimmy Garoppolo. 22, Ben Roethlisberger. 23, Ryan Fitzpatrick. 24, Taysom Hill. 25, Jameis Winston. 26, Daniel Jones. 27, Zach Wilson. 28, Trevor Lawrence. These players have never played in the league yet. Number 29, Andy Dalton. Number 30, Mac Jones. Number 31, Jared Goff. Number 32, Teddy Bridgewater. So 32 teams in the league. And there's some quarterbacks that we haven't even mentioned yet. That's where the problem is. But let's keep going. 33, Drew Lock. 34, Tua Tagovailoa, folks. 34th, Zach Wilson, Mac Jones, Andy Dalton above him? What? Let's keep going. 35, Tyrod Taylor. 36, Marcus Mariota. 37, Kellen Mond. 38, Trey Lance. 39, Justin Fields. 40, Case Keenum. 34, Tua. What the hell is going on? Mac Jones is number 30? 30? Absolutely despicable. So we have to rearrange this list desperately. Big time. I'm not having Tua at 34 out of the top 32. 32 teams, 32 starting quarterbacks, 34. Mac Jones, 30. Hell no. So we copied every single name here to a movable list that we can go and change ourselves, because that list is overall, it's not terrible. It's not terrible. The top 10, yeah, I mean, we'll move maybe 1 or 2 here, but overall, there was some utter disrespect on this list, and we're going to correct that right now. So, we got the list here. We can move them wherever we want. Let's start at the top. Patrick Mahomes, I'm fine with leaving him number 1. Josh Allen, number 2. Aaron Rodgers, number 3. The one I want to move up high first is Justin Herbert. He's number 11. I got to move him way higher, and I'm going to move him very, very high. I'm moving Justin Herbert number 1. Justin Herbert number 2, Josh Allen number 3. I'm moving Aaron Rodgers down to number 4. So I'm moving Justin Herbert all the way to number 2. This man, I'm telling y'all, folks, I am telling y'all what he put up stats wise, and watching him his first year, I am big time on Justin Herbert, folks. Truly, surely, he came out swinging year 1, and I'm looking for him to get even better. So I'm big on Justin Herbert, and I'm putting him all the way up to number 2 now. We'll move Josh Allen down to number 3. We'll keep Aaron Rodgers at number 4 behind Josh Allen. Deshaun Watson at number 5. I'm going to take Russell Wilson. I'm going to kind of switch to that. I'm going to move Russell Wilson ahead of Deshaun Watson. And I'm also going to move Kyler Murray above Lamar Jackson 1 spot. We'll keep Matthew Stafford. And then I'm also going to move Tom Brady above Dak Prescott. I'm going to move Tom Brady above Dak Prescott as well. So is that top 10 now? We got Patrick Mahomes 1, Justin Herbert 2, Josh Allen 3, Aaron Rodgers 4, Russell Wilson 5, Deshaun Watson 6, Kyler Murray 7, Lamar Jackson 8, Matthew Stafford 9, and Tom Brady 10. I believe I'm comfortable with that kind of being the top 10. So now let's keep going on here. Tom Brady, will leave him at 10. Dak Prescott, I'm going to take Ryan Tannehill over Dak Prescott. So Ryan Tannehill's 11, Dak Prescott's 12. Baker Mayfield, Derek Carr, Matt Ryan, Kirk Cousins, Joe Burrow, Carson Wentz. We are going to be moving him up kind of big. I'm going to put him right behind. Do I put him behind or above Dak Prescott? I'm going to go above Dak Prescott. The only reason why I may put Carson Wentz below Dak Prescott is the injuries, but we're kind of betting big that the injuries are all done. I mean, how many more can he really have? If he has one more, it's completely done. We can't even buy him into him anymore, ever again. It's going to be truly unfortunate if Carson Wentz gets injured again this season. We got to knock on wood big time, but overall, as a pure passer, I'm liking Carson Wentz just a slight above Dak Prescott. So we got Tannehill at 11, Carson Wentz at 12, Prescott at 13. Now we got Baker Mayfield, Derek Carr. They're kind of equal to me. I'll leave them kind of Baker Mayfield above Derek Carr like Chris Sims has. Matt Ryan. All right, now we got to kind of start moving some up a little bit because now we're starting to get into like Kirk Cousins and Joe Burrow and Sam Darnold. I don't even know why this man's, what did he have him initially at 20-ish? He had Sam Darnold at 19. I don't agree with that at all, folks. At all. I'm moving him down big time. But let's start moving some back players up a little bit more, and then we can start figuring out the top 20 a little bit more clearly here. But some players I want to move up big time. Big time. I want to move Tua obviously up big time. I mean, the man does not deserve to be number 34. Doesn't deserve to be top 10. Doesn't deserve to be top 15. But definitely in the top 20. He's above Taysom Hill. He's above Ryan Fitzpatrick. He's above, I'm going to say above Ben Roethlisberger. As of right now, I'm taking Tua over Big Ben. I'm taking Tua over Jimmy G. And I'm taking definitely Tua over Cam Newton, Sam Darnold, Joe Burrow. I got to move up Joe Burrow up a little bit, but I'm definitely taking Tua over Kirk Cousins. I will leave Baker Mayfield, Derek Carr, and Matt Ryan over Tua for right now. But Tua, what do we got now? We got Tom Brady at 10, so Tannehill 11, Carson Wentz 12, Dak Prescott 13, Baker Mayfield 14, Derek Carr 15, Matt Ryan 16, Tua 17. I'm fine with that. He's definitely better than Kirk Cousins. I don't want to hear that, folks, at all. Kirk Cousins, we're going to be dropping down. I'm going to move Joe Burrow ahead of Kirk Cousins. We got to move Sam Darnold all the way down. I'm going to put Ben Roethlisberger over Jimmy G, Cam Newton, Sam Darnold, and Kirk Cousins. All right, Ryan Fitzpatrick I'm going to move him down past Taysom Hill, past Jameis Winston. Oh, this is who we have to move up to. Daniel Jones. Got to move him up. We're going to move him past Jameis Winston, past Taysom Hill, past Jimmy Garoppolo, past Cam Newton, past Sam Darnold, past Kirk Cousins, and we'll leave him under. No, I'm going to move him over Ben Roethlisberger and Joe Burrow. He'll be right under Tua. Actually, I'm moving Daniel Jones above Tua. I'm moving Daniel Jones above Tua. So we got Daniel Jones behind. I'm putting Daniel Jones above Matt Ryan. Above Matt Ryan, top 15. Yeah. Yep. That's good there. Okay. Who else do we have to move up? Anybody? I want to move. We moved Taysom Hill above Jameis Winston. We'll leave Jimmy Garoppolo. All right, let's move Jimmy Garoppolo up a little bit. Let's move him past Kirk Cousins, right behind Big Ben Roethlisberger. And I'm going to move Taysom Hill right under Kirk Cousins, past Sam Darnold and Cam Newton. All right, who else do we have to move up big time? Let's move Jared Goff up a little bit. He definitely deserves to be above freaking Mac Jones and Andy Dalton and Trevor Lawrence just for right now, just because, he hasn't proven himself in the league just quite yet. And same thing with Zach Wilson. I can't be having him past Jared Goff. He's better than Ryan Fitzpatrick, and we'll leave him under Jameis Winston for now. All right, who else do we have to move up in this kind of back tier? I'm going to move Tyrod Taylor up. I think that's a little disrespect having him this low as well. We're going to be moving him right past Kirk Cousins. Where is he at? We're going to move we'll leave we gotta move Kirk Cousins all the way down. We're moving him down. We'll fix him in a minute, but we'll have him right above Ryan Fitzpatrick. Ryan Fitzpatrick is not that good, folks, and that's another reason why I had a little issue with this. Ryan Fitzpatrick, number 23. The man's just a backup gunslinger, folks. He throws a lot of picks. Yes, he throws some touchdowns because he throws a lot of passes just in general, but he also throws a lot of picks. So I don't like him at number 23. That's why we're moving him down a little bit. And we'll give the overall kind of numbers here at the end once we feel comfortable where everybody is in relation to each other. So we moved, who do we just move up? We moved Ryan Fitzpatrick down a little bit. Do we have to move anybody else up decently? We got Zach Wilson, Trevor Lawrence. I'm going to move Trevor Lawrence over Zach Wilson. Chris Sims had Zach Wilson one spot above Trevor Lawrence. Andy Dalton is fine being at the bottom. I don't care. Mac Jones should be absolutely at the very bottom. Teddy Bridgewater should be up a little bit more. I'm loving what we saw from him. So we're going to move him past Mac Jones, Andy Dalton, Zach Wilson, Trevor Lawrence, Ryan Fitzpatrick, Kirk Cousins, Jared Goff. And we'll move him right under Jameis Winston. We're also going to move down Sam Darnold a lot. This man is unproven, folks. I don't want to hear that he had garbage offensive coordinators and coaches. I get it. Truly, I do. But when we look at what Ryan Tannehill did with Adam Gase, it's so much better than what freaking Sam Darnold did. So I'm not buying Sam Darnold. The man's never thrown over 60% completion percentage. And I understand, coaches in play calling and all that has something to do with your on-field body of work. But I mean, come on, you can't even complete 60% of your passes? Absolutely trash. I cannot buy this man. I don't even think he'll be that great on the Panthers this season. So we got to definitely move Sam Darnold down a lot here. And I also want to move Cam Newton down a little bit here. Going to move him right below Teddy Bridgewater. I'm taking Jameis Winston, and I'm taking Teddy Bridgewater over Cam Newton, folks. I mean, they both throw the ball. They sling the ball. Jameis Winston slings the ball absolutely wonkily, but I'll take that over Cam Newton that barely throws it. All right. What else do we have to move up? I want to move Justin Fields up a little bit. I'm gonna move him right. I'm gonna move. Do I disrespect Sam Darnold by moving Justin Fields above him? I think I do. All right. What else here? Marcus Mariota. Let's respect him because he got in that one game with the Raiders and kind of impressed us a little bit. So I'm gonna move Marcus Mariota above Andy Dalton. I'll move him above Andy Dalton. Maybe not Sam Darnold just quite yet, but definitely above Andy Dalton, 100%. Drew Lock can maybe go up one against Mac Jones. I think I take Andy Dalton over Drew Lock. Unfortunate for Drew Lock. And then we got Trey Lance and Case Keenum at the bottom. All right, so let's kind of, where do we leave off at firm standings? We're at Tom Brady. The top 10 is kind of solidified here. I've got no problem with that. Ryan Tannehill is 11. Carson Wentz 12. Dak Prescott 13. Baker Mayfield 14. Derek Carr 15, Daniel Jones 16, Matt Ryan 17, Tua 18, Joe Burrow 19, Big Ben 20, Jimmy G 21, Taysom Hill 22, Tyrod Taylor 23, Jameis Winston 24, Teddy Bridgewater 25, I do think I like that. I do think I like the top 25. Actually, I'm going to switch Teddy Bridgewater and Tyrod Taylor. Maybe a little recency bias, maybe just because we haven't seen Tyrod Taylor in a while, but I am going to move Teddy Bridgewater up a little bit more here. Cam Newton's down, Jared Goff. All right, so now we've kind of got the top 20 figured out. Tannehill 11, Carson Wentz 12, Dak Prescott 13, Mayfield 14, Carr 15, Daniel Jones 16, Matt Ryan 17, Tua 18, Joe Burrow 19, Big Ben 20, Jimmy G 21, Taysom Hill 22, Teddy Bridgewater 23, Jameis Winston 24, and then we have Tyrod Taylor number 25. So I think we're good with the top 25 here. So let's kind of round out the bottom here, the last 15. So now we got Cam Newton, then Jared Goff, then Kirk Cousins, then Ryan Fitzpatrick, and now we're starting to get into kind of I'm good with those. So now let's start talking about these rookies, these new age quarterbacks coming in, and the garbage quarterbacks that are bottom tier here. So after Ryan Fitzpatrick, we'll put Trevor Lawrence just because he's looking, he should be great, folks. He should honestly be great out there. He was great in college. We'll see if he can kind of make that step to the NFL. Justin Fields, and I'm going to put both of them above Sam Darnold, folks. I just haven't seen anything from Sam Darnold. Yes, I see him kind of throwing deep and, making some good passes on the run, contorting his body. But at the end of the day, folks, those are they're good passes. We're not knocking that. But overall, I mean, it's just one pass out of a couple, and it's 55% completion percentage, 58% completion percentage. I'm not buying it. All right, then we got Marcus Mariota. Then we got Zach Wilson. I'll move Andy Dalton above Zach Wilson. He's still kind of unchecked. I don't really know how he's going to play out. So I'll move Drew Lock above Zach Wilson as well. And then that's really it. I mean, the bottom kind of 10 here, past Ryan Fitzpatrick, we've got Trevor Lawrence, then Justin Fields, then Sam Darnold, then Marcus Mariota, then Andy Dalton, then Drew Lock, then Zach Wilson, then Mac Jones, then Kellen Mond, then Trey Lance, then Case Keenum. So I think we're good. I think this is our final list here. We'll go through one final time here, name, number, and we'll see if we have to move any as we're going through here. But I think we're set here, and let's see how this list officially changed from what Chris Sims says to what we said. So here we go. Patrick Mahomes, number 1. Justin Herbert, number 2. Josh Allen, number 3. Aaron Rodgers, number 4. Russell Wilson, number 5. Deshaun Watson, number 6. Kyler Murray, number 7. Lamar Jackson, number 8. Matthew Stafford, 9. Tom Brady, 10. Ryan Tannehill, 11. Carson Wentz, 12. Dak Prescott, 13. Baker Mayfield, 14. Derek Carr, 15. Daniel Jones, 16. Matt Ryan, 17. Tua, 18. Joe Burrow, 19, Ben Roethlisberger, 20, Jimmy G, 21, Taysom Hill, 22, Teddy Bridgewater, 23, Jameis Winston, 24, Tyrod Taylor, 25, Cam Newton, 26, Jared Goff, 27, Kirk Cousins, 28, Ryan Fitzpatrick, 29, Trevor Lawrence, 30, Justin Fields, 31, Sam Darnold, 32, Marcus Mariota, 33, Andy Dalton, 34, Drew Lock, 35, Zach Wilson, 36, Mac Jones, 37, Kellen Mond, 38, Trey Lance, 39, and Case Keenum, 40, folks. So the big jumps here from Chris Sims' list. Tua, he was 34 on his list. He's number 18 on ours. We moved Justin Herbert up from 11 to number 2. Daniel Jones, he had him at 26. Where did he end up on our list? About 17. 16 for Daniel Jones, so a pretty decent jump from him. 10 spots. Cam Newton, I mean, we dropped him. Cam Newton and Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold 19, Cam Newton 20. We dropped them big time. Big time. Not even really in the top 20 here. I've got no problem. I mean, Sam Darnold was 32, folks. 32, so we dropped them big time. And then we moved up Teddy B a little bit. We moved Mac Jones down a lot. We moved Andy Dalton down a lot from 29. So, didn't really agree overall, but the top 10 was pretty solid by Chris Sims. Just moved a couple in. But the reason why we had to do this was because Tua being 34 is just the ultimate disrespect. I don't agree with that at all. I mean, we had him at 19, and that's light, folks. I mean, I theoretically, I could move Tua past Matt Ryan. I could move Tua past Derek Carr. I could move him past Baker Mayfield. I could. But we're gonna see. We're gonna take it slowly but surely. But definitely did not deserve to be out of the top 32 here. So, and I'm big on Justin Herbert, folks. I think 11 is a little underwhelming for that man. He's just looking absolutely great, and I cannot wait to see what that man does year number 2. So that is our top 40 countdown. going into kind of training camp. And, once we're done with the NBA season, once that's all wrapped up and good to go, then we're going to go heavy into the NFL, seeing what happened last season, changing any narratives that we've kind of been talking about, seeing if we have to retool our thinking any, and just getting everybody on the same page come the start of the NFL season. So we're going to go heavy, every team, every player, we're going to go adjust, count their wins, see what they can do, see what their top is, what their ceiling is, see what their floor is, and we're going to go heavy in it. But we got to get done with the NBA season first, and then we'll go into that. All right, let's keep moving on here. Some basketball stories. Well, the Mavericks, they found their new head coach, so they got rid of Rick Carlisle, and they're going to go with Jason Kidd. So Jason Kidd is the new head coach for the Mavericks. Okay, I mean, he hasn't proven anything to us. He's all right. He was a great player. Nobody's doubting that. He was with the Mavericks, playing with the Mavericks, won a ring with the Mavericks, I also believe, on that 2011 Mavericks team. But I just don't know as a coach. I mean, we brought up his stats. It's been everything's lackluster. He's been having kind of star players and just underwhelming. And now you got one star player and a lot of mess on your hands. It's like, what are you going to do with Porzingis? What are we going to do with these other role players? Yeah, we know Luka Doncic is great, but you need two other superstars on this team. So is he going to be able to attract these free agents? Is he going to be able to recruit these players? And is he going to be able to coach? Because that's the big question mark. Let's get his kind of record up, because I don't think he had anything more than like 40 wins. Let's see here. Jason Kidd as a coach for the Brooklyn Nets in 2013, 44 wins. Then he coached the Bucks with, beginning of Giannis and Chris Middleton, 41 wins, 33 wins, 42 wins, 23 wins, all with the Bucks, getting fired mid-season with the Bucks. And then he went to be an assistant coach with the Lakers, won a ring. I mean, that's nothing Jason Kidd did. That's all LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and Frank Vogel. Jason Kidd has had nothing to do with that. So it's just he had superstars on that Brooklyn team. Paul Pierce at the end of his career, Kevin Garnett at the end of his career, couldn't do anything there. And then he had, young Giannis. Once again, just nothing great. So I don't know, man. We'll see. Coaching doesn't 100% matter. I mean, it matters in some circumstances. For the Nets, obviously, it didn't really matter that much. You got superstar talent everywhere that were injured. That's the real reason why from their downfall. I mean, Nate McMillan with the Hawks, I mean, that's coaching success there, folks. I mean, they got rid of their head coach in the middle of the season, and ever since he took over, they've just been trending up, and they're very close to getting to the finals, folks. So Nate McMillan is kind of a true story of coaching truly mattering in this league. I would say Frank Vogel last year with the Lakers. Obviously, you got LeBron James, but Frank Vogel was still a great coach for that team of how much you can actually coach with a LeBron James-led team. Mike Budenholzer. Ooh, I don't know, man. The question's still out. I want to give him the benefit of the doubt. Everybody clowns him on Twitter, and I get it. I get why you clown him. I just can't make that distinction quite yet, whether I do think he's a good coach or not. We'll know tonight with the lineup that he has. We'll talk about that when we break down the game in a little bit. But yeah, I don't know about Jason Kidd, man. You just need a face there. I get it. And there's not any breaking, like there's no any kind of, oh my god, this man's gonna be a great coach, like up for this role. So that's what we got here. Jason Kidd going to the Mavericks. We'll see if he works out, but it's nothing great. This isn't anything to be excited about. If I was a Mavericks fan, I wouldn't be like, oh my god, yes, we're like contenders now, we're title contenders now. I don't think so, not really. So we'll see what Jason Kidd could do, but he's always had stars on his team and always underperformed. And never only had one star. Maybe Giannis. Do you count Chris Middleton as a star? I don't. I got no respect. I got no respect for that man anymore, unfortunately. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what he does with Luka. All right, and then kind of the last story to talk about here in the NBA is the odds, the finals odds. And we've got the new updated odds from yesterday, updated at 3:43. Bleacher Report Betting puts this out. And then we're also going to compare it to what just happened last week, what the initial odds were. So the new favorites to win the finals are the Phoenix Suns, plus 100. And yeah, I mean, they got everything you want. They got depth. They're healthy. They're the healthiest team. healthiest team right now. Clippers, obviously Kawhi, he's not going to play for the rest of the year, folks. He's done. He is 100% done. The Hawks, they're a little banged up, a little bit. They still got the win, so I'll give them credit. The Bucks, I mean, Dante DiVincenzo not being there, I mean, that just lacks their depth now. And then for the Phoenix Suns, basically everybody's good to go. Yeah, so yeah, the healthiest team out here. They're getting it done. Unfortunately, they just lost last night to the Clippers, but the Suns are the favorites at plus 100. Then the Bucks at number 2 at plus 155. And folks, I mean, we talked about it. We said Hawks in 4 now. We're done. We've seen enough, and we'll talk that game through in our moneymaker when we break down the game. But I just can't see this Bucks team able to defend and keep up that scoring pace, folks. Yes, Giannis is going to get his, but Chris Middleton just floundered at home. We haven't seen that from him kind of in the playoffs. We saw him flounder on the road, but now he's floundering at home. That was the Bucks' saving grace. They won at home. They beat the Nets every time at home, and then they won Game 7 on the road by a slim margin. And then we get the Hawks at plus 7, and that's kind of why I want to tie it into what just happened last week. So we had the odds from June 20th, just 5 days ago, not even a full week, folks, and the Hawks were plus 3,000. 3,000, and now they're only plus 700. So they are truly making their way up into top elite status, and I think them at plus 700 is a great bet still. We like them plus 3,000. We thought it was solid. We would have thrown a couple bucks on that. But now what we just saw, what they did against the Bucks, yeah, they could represent the East out of the finals, and then they just have to go and beat the Suns. And if they keep surprising us like they've been doing this entire playoff series, they could definitely win the title. So Hawks plus 700 is truly great value to put a couple bucks on. You bet 100, you win 700, you get the 100 back. You're walking away with $800 when you cash out. So that's great odds. And then what's funny now is that the Clippers are now plus 1,400, where just 5 days ago, they were plus 440. They were the third favorite. So, a lot happens in a couple of days. Value comes and goes. You got to get it. That's why we always say, when you see the great value, lock it in whenever you get it. Justin Fields being the week 1 starter, plus 300, lock that in. You could have locked in Hawks at plus 3 mother-loving thousand, folks. You bet 100, you win $3,000. Jeez, talk about great value. Yes. And then the funny thing to talk about here, just 5 days ago, the Hawks were the least favorite, folks. They had the 76ers at plus 440 to win the title, and we know what happened to that series. So, Vegas doesn't always know what they're talking about. It's unfortunate. And you can find some great value out there. Just kind of go and believe whatever you believe in. Don't let the odds, don't let Vegas kind of, sway you one way or another. If you truly believe in something that's great value, go out and get it. Like Justin Fields being the week 1 starter plus 300, folks. We love that. We are murdering that. I'm surprised of all the money that we bet on that has not dropped yet. But we're sure it's coming because we got more money to put on that. We got more, folks. Alrighty. Those are all the stories that we need to talk about for today. So let's head over to the NBA. We'll break down that game. We'll do our moneymaker for tonight's action. And then we'll head over to Aaron Rodgers' divisional 2014 game against the Cowboys and start judging him a little bit. Get that back going. Alrighty, so from last night, the Clippers and the Suns, and man, oh man, that Clippers defense, folks, it got it done. The Clippers win 106-92. The Suns could really not do anything offensively. Now, this is also the second game where Devin Booker really struggled big time, and that's not the best thing out here for the Suns team. They need Devin Booker to be on their bullshit, folks, and he's been getting locked up. So we've been praising this Clippers defense. We still didn't bet it. So once again, we have egg on our face. We are the clowns, unfortunately, yesterday, taking the Suns minus. Did we get them minus 1.5? What do we get them at? Minus 1.5. Unfortunate. So the Clippers just kind of blow them out. So very well done for the Clippers, just kind of getting it done defensively. And we'll talk about them in a second. But let's just talk about the struggle shooting, scoring the ball here by the Suns. Devin Booker, 15 points on 1 of 7 from 3 and 23% on 21 shots. That's never going to be enough here for the Suns team. Now, Devin Booker kind of got bailed out in game number 2 against the Clippers because he was absolutely lackluster the entire night, turned the ball over. Luckily, Paul George missed those free throws, and the Suns get bailed out in a last-second win. Devin Booker only had a good third quarter in game number 2, putting up like 18 points, but that was really it. 15 points here. He needs to be 25 plus scoring every night for this chance to have a team, or for this team to have a chance to win. Chris Paul back in the lineup, didn't play terribly. 15 points, 12 rebounds. He shot awful. 2 of 7 from 3. 26% on 19 shots. Once again, the defense, man, getting to him. And Chris Paul hasn't played in a while. I didn't think his conditioning was going to be that bad. I never bought into that narrative that they were kind of, sprinkle into the game all night. If you were watching the game, like every time Chris Paul got the ball, they're like, how is this man going to look? He's missed 11 days. He hasn't played in 11 days. And I get it, That is true, but I never truly. But it's Chris Paul. He's a veteran. He's gonna miss 11 days, but he should be able to turn it right back on. So I never bought into that. But he was looking not the greatest out there. And once again, you got to give props to that defense. Patrick Beverley absolutely getting it done defensively, and we'll talk about him in a second as well. But let's finish up this Suns team. DeAndre Ayton, 18 points, 9 rebounds, but he was a minus 25 on the floor, not the greatest by him. Jay Crowder, 9 points on 3 of 6 from the 3, 6 rebounds, not terrible. Once again, the defense wasn't quite there overall by the Suns team. And then McCall Bridges, 13 points, 6 rebounds as well. So overall, not terrible by the starters, but we needed somebody to be that A1 tier 1 scorer, and the Suns, they just never had that. Now, what I also didn't like was that Cameron Payne only played 4 minutes. Get that man, split time between him and Chris Paul. If this whole Chris Paul narrative of, he wasn't ready is true, then why are you, going off of the hot hand that is Cameron Payne? He got you up 2-0. So the fact that, Monty Williams kind of, just threw him to the curb a little bit, I didn't really love that. 4 minutes, he shot 4 shots, only put up 2 points. Not the best, but, get him out there a little bit more longer spurts out here. I understand Chris Paul wants to play, but at the end of the day, you got to go with the hot hand. So Chris Paul may be hurting this team a little bit more than he is helping. Remember, he wanted to be in during that Lakers series, even though he was injured a little bit with the shoulder, not taking a game off, not trusting in Cameron Payne to get it done in that game. Now coming back, playing 38 minutes, even though Cameron Payne was looking real solid in those first 2 games, and maybe messing up the flow a little bit. So Chris Paul, I love him to death, and he's great out there, but I think he may be a little selfish, a little too selfish out here. Give it up when it's time, man. Let other players get involved a little bit more. So I didn't love that Cameron Payne only played 4 minutes out there. Cameron Johnson playing 30 minutes off the bench, 12 points, 5 rebounds. He shot 57% on 7 shots, 2 of 5 from the 3. We had Torrey Craig playing 15 minutes, 4 points on 4 shots. And then Dario Saric, 2 points on 2 shots, only playing 12 minutes. And he was a plus 11 with 7 rebounds. So not bad in only 12 minutes. So just overall, the biggest thing for the Suns last night was just nobody was efficient shooting the ball. Devin Booker, 23%. Chris Paul, 26%. And it's a little unfortunate for those 2 players that are usually pretty good at scoring the ball, especially Devin Booker. So we're going to have to see Devin Booker. I mean, this Clippers defense, folks, we've seen Devin Booker have one good game, and that was game 1. Ever since then, he's been kind of locked up a little bit. So we'll see how game 4 plays out. But the Clippers are getting all momentum back, and I think they're now 10-1. 10-1 in games 3 through 7, folks. They lose the first 2, but then they turn it on. They're like, okay, we know what you do now. All right, you've activated our trap card. We let you win the first 2 games, and then we're going to go and take over for the next 4. Game over. So shout out to this Clippers defense, and maybe we'll start betting the Clippers in game number 4 come tomorrow. All right, let's talk about this Clippers team now. Paul George, once again, not the most efficient, but he's getting it done defensively, just overall. So you got to give the man credit again here. No Paul Snorge. 27 points, 15 rebounds, 8 assists, 1 steal. He was a plus 23 on the floor. Absolutely great. 3 of 11 from 3, though, and then 34% on 26 shots. So once again, not efficient. He is the main ball scorer on this team, but he's not efficient out there. So he does everything else great, and he's getting a little tired. I mean, he's got the most playoff minutes here by 150 minutes, which is absolutely fantastic. And he's still getting it done. So we got to respect Paul George a little bit more here. And once again, respect Ty Lue because he changed the lineup again. And once again, I give Ty Lue credit, man. We've got to give Ty Lue credit as kind of a top-tier coach in this league. There's not that many great overall coaches here, but I think Ty Lue should be one of them. This is the lineup that they went with. Patrick Beverley at the 1, Reggie Jackson at the 2, having them both in the starting lineup. I'm all about it. Paul George at the 3, Terrence Mann at the 4, moving Marcus Morris off the bench. That's great as well. Terrence Mann is that scoring production you need. I love it here by Ty Lue. And then Zubac still at the 5, so this could be the deadly lineup. I think this is truly it here. You've got the defense of Patrick Beverley, but then you also have the more scores on the bench or in the starting lineup, because when you had Patrick Beverley and Marcus Morris and Zubac all in the starting lineup, that's like 3 players that really don't score the ball that well. But you move Marcus Morris to the bench, and then you add Terrence Mann, who has that scoreability, and then you move Reggie Jackson to the 2, who has that scoreability. So we went from only kind of 2 scores, Paul George and Reggie Jackson in the starting lineup, back to 3 with a great defender. That's what we're talking about, folks. So, Patrick Beverley, 8 points on 8 shots, but he was a plus 24 on the floor, folks. Give him credit for that defense. Reggie Jackson putting up those 23 points, shooting great, 52% from the field, 3 of 8 from the 3, getting it done. He was the second leading scorer for the squad, which we know that's his role there. Zubac even got 15 points and 16 rebounds, 6 of those offensive, so kind of getting back at DeAndre Ayton for DeAndre Ayton, getting at him in game number 2. Terrence Mann at the 4, 12 points on 75% shooting. We will take that all day, absolutely, for kind of a third option out here. Love it. And then, like we said, Paul George with the 27 points and 15 rebounds. So I love this starting lineup, folks. I think this is truly it. Ty Lue, I applaud you. I love the lineup, man. Changing the lineup every game and finally getting the one that truly works. They won, and they kind of blew them out, folks. They blew out the Suns, 106-92. That's a 14-point win. Anything more than 10 points is a blowout, folks. And I'm going to give a lot of credit to Ty Lue, Paul George, Patrick Beverley, and Reggie Jackson. Absolutely fantastic. All right, and then we look at the bench. Marcus Morris off the bench, 8 points on 2 of 2 from the 3 and 50% overall. I mean, that's the production that you get from the starting lineup. So once again, applaud Ty Lue. The offensive production for Marcus Morris does not drop off from the starting to the bench. So that's the perfect decision. We got Luke Kennard playing 20 minutes off the bench, 9 points. He didn't shoot the bat. Well, he shot all right. 42% on 7 shots, 2 of 5 from the 3. Just mediocre out there. But once again, that's fine. Get us those couple of points off the bench. That's all we're asking for. And then Nicholas Batum, the last player playing meaningful minutes, 14 minutes off the bench, 4 points on 3 shots. Not terrible overall. He had 3 assists as well. So this Clippers team, man, I think we may be leaning back toward the Clippers in game number 4. We'll digest this game fully today, and we'll come back at you tomorrow with our official pick and breaking down the game. But if they go with this lineup again, I got to take the Clippers. I got to. Devin Booker, he's just D'd up the entire game. That's all there is to it. And Chris Paul doesn't get you those points like that. Chris Paul is not a 25 to 30 point scorer, and that's what you need Devin Booker for, to be the 25 to 30 point, to lead the offense, to open up everybody else, because you have to definitely guard him, maybe even double him, because he's going to get his. But the Clippers are shutting it down. So love what the Clippers did, and we'll see what the Suns do in game number 4 to try to counteract that. All right, so that was the NBA last night. We got NBA on tonight. Game 2, Hawks-Bucks. We're hoping for some great value here. We missed it in game 1, and we're not going to miss it again. So here we go. Hawks-Bucks. Hawks +8. Yes, sir. We love it. Hawks +8. Vegas is not flinching on this, folks. They're like, okay, Hawks won game 1. They're not going to win game number 2, but I think they are going to win game 2. So let's see the ins and out here. We know a couple of Hawks were a little hobbled in game number 1 here, but everybody's good to go. Bogdanovich is a game-time decision. He's going to play, but everybody else is good to go. And then for the Bucks, everybody's good to go as well. So Basically, what we saw in game number 1, we're going to see in game number 2. Now, we are going to take the Hawks +8 here. That's way too many points. They're always in it. They're great on the road, folks. We've been saying that. They can weather any storm, any run that the Bucks go on. And they don't. They don't go on runs, folks. This Bucks team never goes on runs. I mean, Chris Middleton finally floundered at home. If we can't count on Chris Middleton, folks, who can we count on to shoot the ball? We can trust Drew Holiday. That's fine. He's been getting his. He got his game 1. He got his in that series as well. So we can rely on him. But Chris Middleton, man, he's got to start to step it up a little bit. And we need Mike Budenholzer to switch this starting lineup. This is really going to be the key difference here. Does he go on his Ty Lue and find the perfect matchup here? Find the perfect starting lineup? Because we absolutely loved what he did for the Clippers in game number 3. That starting lineup was absolutely magnificent. But is Mike Budenholzer going to change it up? Because this is what we said we wanted. We want Drew Holiday at the 2. Or no, we want Drew Holiday at the 1. We want Bobby Portis at the 2. PJ Tucker has to come out of the starting lineup. Brook Lopez has to come out of the starting lineup. Giannis has to drop down to the 5. Chris Middleton goes back to the 3 or the 4, doesn't matter, and then Pat Connaughton also the 3 or the 4. But Pat Connaughton and Chris Middleton should be your 3 and 4. Giannis is the 5. Drew Holiday is the 1, and we got to see probably Bobby Portis at the 2. Chris Middleton cannot play the 2. That is not his strong suit. He is not this knockdown deadly shooter. You don't even have to respect it. You can leave him wide open. It doesn't matter. He needs to play a little bit of a 3 or a 4. Same thing with Pat Connaughton. You can't put Brook Lopez out there. We just saw him get killed out there. Absolutely murdered. We'll see if they kind of learn from their mistakes because, the high pick and roll with Trae Young was absolutely open, floater, or just lob it up to Clint Capella. It's there all day. So, I don't know, man. I don't really trust Mike Budenholzer to get it done with the lineups. And I just believe in the Hawks, man. I mean, how can you not believe in Trae Young every single game? I mean, the man is looking absolutely stunning out there, folks. Absolutely magnificent, stunning, marvelous, miraculous, absolutely killer out there. Scoring the ball, facilitating the floor. It's looking all great. And then you just have to rely on Clint Capella, which we can, absolutely. Bogdanovich has been getting on our nerves a little bit. He hasn't been that great player that we've been seeing all season long. The consistency is no longer here in the playoffs. But can we talk about the job that John Collins is doing? John Collins is I'm gonna call Trae Young the best player in the series, and then John Collins number 2 here, folks. He's getting it done. PJ Tucker cannot handle John Collins, so you got to get PJ. That's why we need PJ Tucker out of the starting lineup. If you're not going to defend John Collins, and then you're also not a scoring threat out there, you need to go, folks. Especially against this Hawks team, where really kind of 1 through 5 can hit it and sling it, folks. So this Bucks team, they have too many non-scorers on this team. Brook Lopez can't defend, and, he hits a couple of threes, but, he doesn't look to score, and PJ Tucker just flat out doesn't score. And Giannis can only score under the basket. And Chris Middleton doesn't freaking score from outside because he's absolutely garbage on the three-point shot. So you got one person in that starting lineup that can hit a 3? Okay, we're just going to clog the paint like we've been doing, and it's over. Yeah, Giannis is going to get his 30 by just muscling his way down low, but we expect that, and we kind of put that into the game. We build that into the game, his 30 plus 30, 35, 36 points, whatever it is. He's going to get his down low, but nobody else is going to make us unclog the paint. We're still going to make Giannis work for every single point and get him to the free throw line a couple of times and live and die by that, but we're still going to clog the paint because we're not respecting any of these shooters. So we need Mike Budenholzer to try to, that's why we need Giannis at the 5. He's a 5. That's it. Can't extend the floor. Down low, 5. You're the 5. Get down there. So I'm going to take the Hawks +8 here, folks. Bucks showed me nothing in game 1 that I can truly sink my teeth into here. We'll see if Mike Budenholzer makes the right lineup adjustments. We don't think he does. He may still stick with Brook Lopez out there. He may not. But even if he benches Brook Lopez, he'll probably still keep PJ Tucker out there, and that we don't like either. So Hawks +8. The shooting is going to get it done. Herter, Bogdanovich, Trae Young, Gallinari, John Mother-Loving Collins, they'll all get it done. So we're going to take the 8 points again. We're not going to let that value pass us up again. Fool us once, shame on us. Fool us twice. Can't get fooled again, folks. Hawks +8. Alrighty. Let's close out the show by doing our favorite thing, which is judging Aaron Rodgers. Love it. You got this big attitude, big God complex? We're going to knock you down a peg a little bit, because you're not so flawless yourself, my guy. So, we've been walking through his playoff performances here, giving him a grade on 0 to 100 credit points. And we are now at the 2014 divisional playoff game against the Cowboys. So we'll look at the stats, watch the film, and see how many credit points Aaron Rodgers deserves for this playoff performance. They ended up winning. We'll see how much credit points he deserves for that. So let's get the stats up. He's going against Tony Romo. Unfortunate, no ring. Tony Romo, great broadcaster. Unfortunately, never got that coveted ring. Alrighty. So here we go. We'll look at Aaron Rodgers' stats first. What did he do this game? 24 of 35 for 316 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks. Absolutely great there. Eddie Lacy running for 101 yards. Love that. And any fumbles? Ooh, Aaron Rodgers fumbled, folks. Fumblerooski. That's still a turnover. We'll see where it comes and how it looks. But he fumbled twice, lost once. Lost one of them, folks. So didn't throw a pick, but still turned the ball over. And let's just compare it to what Tony Romo did this game. 15 of 19, 191 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks. Really solid performance as well. And then DeMarco Murray, 123 yards rushing. And do they have any fumbles? Tony Romo fumbled once, lost 0. And DeMarco Murray lost one, or fumbled once and lost it. So a couple of turnovers here from both teams fumbling the ball. All right, so the stats are pretty good by Aaron Rodgers. These are great. I mean, 300 yards, fantastic. I mean, completion percentage is very good. I think they said 60. Is that what we got here? 60%? What do we got? 68%. That's real solid, folks. Absolutely what we're looking for. So great stats there, but let's see how he's looking on these passes. Is it all his doing on these touchdowns, these touchdown drives? So let's take a look at some of these scoring drives, and let's start getting into the tape. So their first drive, they go down and score a touchdown. That's real big Aaron Rodgers. He loves doing that. We see that time and time again. So let's start here with drive number 1. Ooh, unfortunate. So sometimes when we go back here in these later games, some of the stats don't load, or right here when we're trying to look at these plays, the overall team just doesn't show up. So it's going to be a little difficult to kind of parse through, but we will do our hardest like we do. Alrighty. Can we get a play up? All right, here we go. Let's start this drive. Trying to reload this. Alrighty, that's not going well so far. All right, can we reload this? Are we still live? We are still live. That's always good. This is taking a little long to load. Alrighty. Maybe going through a little bit of a turbulence in our Wi-Fi, our connection. But we are still showing live, so that's not bad. We just can't see anything. We just can't bring up any information. Alrighty, so we'll give it a couple of seconds here to see if anything loads back up. Not great. What else can we talk about as we're looking for this? Because everything's kind of down. We can still look at some of these drive charts. All right, we'll have to do that while everything else loads. If it loads. Hopefully, we may have to end the show now, unfortunate, but let's see what we're looking at in these drive charts. So, first drive, we get the touchdown. What do we got? We'll walk through it manually. We get a 1-yard run, negative 1-yard run to start off the rip. Then we get an 11-yard pass. Aaron Rodgers short left to Jordy Nelson for 11 yards, picking up the first. Not bad there. What do we got? It's loading back up? No. Okay. Great. That's what you get for live, folks. That's what we get going live. Don't understand why the Wi-Fi is acting up. We are hardwired in here, folks. Hardwired. Getting it right from the source. Juice right from the source. Alrighty. Back to the touchdown drive. We got an 11-yard pass, a 19-yard run by Eddie Lacy, a 5-yard run by Eddie Lacy, a 10-yard run by Eddie Lacy, an 8-yard run by Eddie Lacy, a 4-yard run by Eddie Lacy, a run for no gain, pass incomplete by Aaron Rodgers, and then their 3rd and goal from Dallas's 4-yard line, and then he slings it in there. So heavy rushing on this drive, and then Aaron Rodgers is able to get it done from the 4-yard line, pass short over the middle to Corliss. Alrighty, so that drive's not 100%. We got to definitely watch those throws there, but overall, really not all Aaron Rodgers on there. And here we go. Oh yeah, here we go. We're back, baby. We got the connection back. Thanks for sticking around with us. We truly appreciate it. We knew it was gonna come back. All right, so let's since we broke down the drive, let's see how it's working. We're just gonna start from the touchdown pass, because everything else was rushing. And now we got the team right next to the play, so we can go quickly. So let's go to this play right here. 3rd and jeez. Wow. A little bit of a bailout there by Aaron Rodgers, no. For Aaron Rodgers, no. 4 minutes left. They go down and score a touchdown. Then the game's right back in Aaron Rodgers' hand. Can he get it done? Pressure's on him. So out of 100 credit points, we had the turnover, we had the fumble, we had a couple of bailouts. He had some great throws for those touchdowns. Don't get us wrong. We also had this bailout by the overturn by Dez Bryant not catching it. I think that's a catch. I think you got to credit that as a catch, honestly. So out of 100 credit points, I think I got to give him 65 out of 100. Some good throws there, absolutely. Some drops by the receivers. We see that all the time. But some good throws there. He got it down in the clutch when he needed to. That's some plus there. The turnover though, the fumble in scoring territory, not great. The bailouts on those penalties. Those overthrows, saw a lot of overthrows, but we'll give him 65 out of 100. The Dez catch, the fumble, the overthrows, and the bailouts on some penalties there is why we're knocking him out of 100, knocking him 35 points there. So, alrighty, folks, that's going to do it for us today. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for listening, and we will be back tomorrow live, folks. All right.